The TVWan News is proudly brought to you by
BSP, our bank, our people.
Hello, this is TVWan News. I'm Jasmine Erojak.
And I'm Rex Lita. Join me later in the bulletin for your latest in sports.
In this edition, Education Minister dies unexpectedly, play schools face over-selection crisis, and PNG women ready for OFC opener. West New Britain Governor Sasindran Muthuvel, accompanied by Provincial Administrator Leo Mapmani, extended a helping hand to the CS Lakiemata facility recently, which faced a critical shortage of food supplies for its inmates. The provincial government dispatched the first truckload of rations, valued at 20,000 kina, to alleviate the pressing issue.
In a swift response to a critical situation, the West New Britain provincial government has stepped in to assist CS Lakiemata, which faced a severe shortage of food supplies for its inmates. Governor Sasindran Muthuvel, accompanied by Provincial Administrator Leo Mapmani, personally delivering the first truckload of rations valued at 20,000 kina to the correctional facility. Expressing their gratitude, representatives from the Lakiemata prison force commended the provincial government for its generous contribution. Governor Muthuvel in turn highlighted the urgency of the situation with the shortage of food rations. He emphasized the dependence of provincial administrations on funds allocated by the central government and the need for more decentralized control over essential services like policing and corrections.
Plenty time all politicians, including all big man, also a big mouse, lo Waigani, because true responsibility below Waigani. Money below this something too. Algata goal lo Waigani. Even Governor Bird lo talk lo ask him lo blood grant na this laya. Why me ask him blood grant? Because time you only money lo Waigani. Me play look him this la money and me true come down. Suppose I stop lo province. I commander I isi tasol come na access him lo this la fund. Otherwise I by selling message na by wait. Lo Waigani by come please him warrant kind issue kind something yeah.
CS Lakiemata Jail Commander Superintendent Dimon Ga underscored the customary reliance from the national government for assistance and expressed appreciation for Governor Muthuvel's proactive response to the provincial requirements. Inmate Damien Dunn acknowledged the leadership and care shown to prisoners.
Governor, Honorable Governor, thank you. May God bless you. Lord, look him. Lord, one plahab Bible you fulfill him. Lord, look him from Karabusman. Miblagat big lot thank you, Mibla appreciate him leadership you, especially at you concern all prisoners. Miblagat big lama mas true long. This is the time you come in. Come long on a special day, but you come long. This is the time we got need through. That's where God is a blessed man.
Karakidu Jr., TVWan News.
Parents of students attending tertiary institutions have been challenged to work hard and save enough money for their children's school fees. Minister for Higher Education, Research, Science and Technology Don Pollier warned parents that higher learning is costly and parents should not rely on government to help them every year. In deliberating on the support provided to the education sector by the government, including the Tertiary Education Student Assistance Scheme, or TESAS, DHEST authorities are concerned that many parents do not prepare well to fund their children's school fees at tertiary institutions. The government has allocated 83 million kina this year for TESAS assistance. This money is to support students who have obtained scholarships from DHEST. Acting Secretary for DHEST, Father Jan Schuba, shared that parents must be aware of other costs imposed by higher learning institutions and not expect the government to pay for everything.
Well, higher education institutions are not the community schools. And each institution is governed by the governing council, which has the authority to set up the fees. So Minister and myself, we are not interfering in the governing council's decisions. So if the governing council set up the fees, they have to set up in consultation with parents. They cannot just do it by themselves. And what the government does provides help, higher educational program to help students reduce their cost and test us.
Father Yan added that parents and students should consider the costs when making their choices on which institution they'd like to attend.
Students at the university can apply for help. It's 10,000, college is 5,000. So basically, if you look at the unit cost at our universities, is very low compared to the rest of the world. Engineering at unit costs 64,000 per student. So you see the students pay some fees, family pay, then we have testers, we have help. The rest comes from government anyway.
Father Yan emphasizes that they expect parents to have a small contribution if you have children planned for their education and not expect the government to pay for everything. Higher Education Minister Don Pollier supported Father Yan's call for parents not to wait for free handouts, instead to prepare well for their children's education.
See, we must learn how to be responsible. This country can't depend on the government forever. The government's job is to create a good economy, a resilient economy. That's the government's job. That's where people can criticize the government if we don't do that. And there's a lot of points you can make there. But paying for your own food, paying for your clothes, paying for education, building yourself a house, these are your business. The government assists where it can. Why you want to put the blame on the government to do it for you?
Meantime, the Higher Education Loan Program or HELP is available for students to apply. 52 million kina has been allocated to this program in 2024. Furthermore, Minister for Higher Education, Research, Science and Technology Don Pollier shared that free education in the country can cause the drop in education quality for PNG. Pollier shared that although tuition fee-free funds do help parents with school fees, quality is a concern that DHERST aims to address. This includes overcrowding of classes, less teachers, and less resources in schools. According to his 2024 agenda, Minister Pollier aims to enhance the quality of education through a digitalized higher education sector.
People are expecting free. I think that is lowering the standard of quality. Look at the education quality from grade 12 down to elementary. Everything is free. Now to get the students up to the universities, we've got a difficulty here. Most of the students don't meet the standard.
That's true, yeah.
Flexible Open and Distance Education Institute is targeting 100,000 students this year in an effort to embrace the government's aim to leave no child behind by enabling every child access to quality education. Food and Inclusive Education Division First Assistant Secretary Andrew Ngobe said this during the 2024 academic year staff orientation at the FODE headquarters recently. As the 2024 academic year began for most schools in Papua New Guinea, Flexible Open and Distance Education Institute is targeting the enrollment of 100,000 students this academic year. The targeted figure is suggested to embrace the government's vision of leaving no child behind. Food and Inclusive Education Division Andrew Ngobe said this during the 2024 academic year staff orientation at the FODE headquarters last Friday, February 2nd. Ngobe said FODE is another pathway for students to further their education. Therefore, tutors and course books must be up front, with work to ensure quality is delivered this year and onwards. He said FODE has accomplished many achievements this year, such as FODE rollout in the secondary schools and new PC centers for few FODE centers. He said another achievement is the opening of the printing press at Konidobu that has
saved cost for printing and fast-tracking the long process of printing books and materials for the institute. And Gobe encourages the staff to work collaboratively to achieve more this year. He urged provincial center coordinators to provide statistics of how many students they have sent to the Aya Institute this year also. Meanwhile, the registration and enrollment for food students began last week and will continue all throughout this week. Students whom are yet to register are encouraged to do so. Tracy Pa, TVWan News.
You're watching TVWan News. When we come back, a solemn day today as the people of Madang lose a member of parliament and cabinet loses its minister for education.
Experience a convenient and smarter way to do your banking with BSB Mobile Banking. You don't have to leave the office or your home to pay for bills. You can view your account balance, transfer funds, top up phone credits, or purchase Easy Pay units wherever you are. Visit your BSB branch today to register now for BSB Mobile Banking. BSB Mobile Banking, the smarter way to bank. BSB, our bank, our people.
Hiya, Mama. You wait then, but me add him special flavor.
Put in more flavor, put in more taste. Magical cuddle, get up and big smile on face. Time for give chicken a great kumutu. Sip, sip, da moo moo, yes, magic on you.
Magic, the taste PNG loves.
Open nets.
He says the best Hunters players come from his region. So does she. But there's one thing that brings everyone together. SP Laga, Bungim Yumi.
Right across the nation, we eat snacks crackers. Emi trupla. All get a young planalapun, only like him snacks crackers. Only make him here, no PNG, one time lay biscuit company. It's crunchy and tasty. It's irresistible.
You kick off.
Season opening doubleheader in America.
Yeah, we want to have good things for them.
This season, the Bunce family are taking the ultimate risk.
There's no investors, there's no third party.
We're paying for it ourselves.
We have to find some good jade.
The stakes are high, and every decision is their own.
Time and money is everything. That's how important it is.
Hit it!
Rush, 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 move, move, move.
It's all or nothing.
If we don't mine this year, we have no next year.
Jade Fever, streaming now on Outdoor. After a series of tragedies, Buffalo Airways is gearing up for a comeback.
Got your seatbelt on?
Get ready for aviation drama.
My head's gonna explode now.
You prove to me that your accusations are right.
Icy challenges. And thrilling rides.
Not ready, we're going around.
Props are gonna be flying everywhere.
This is not good.
Don't miss the excitement in the skies.
Here we go. Everybody's ready?
Ice Pilots NWT. An all-new season. Coming soon on Outdoor.
Welcome back. This morning, news broke on the shocking passing of Minister for Education and member for Usino Bundi, late Jimmy Uguro. Late Uguro passed away in Wewak, East Sepik Province, during a duty travel in his capacity as minister. A cause of death is yet to be established by authorities.
The body of the late Education Minister and member for Sinobundi, Jimmy Uguro, who passed away in Wewak, East Sepik Province, whilst on duty travel in his capacity as minister, arrived in Port Moresby today. On the flight that transported the minister back to Port Moresby was Yanguru Sausia member and Minister for International Trade and Investment Richard Maru. The late Uguro was visiting the Yanguru Sausia district with the Education Department for the groundbreaking of the elevation of the Wingay Junior High School to a boarding school in 2025. Minister Maru, in an interview at the Boram Airport in Wewak before the flight to Port Moresby, highlighted the minister's last 24 hours.
Himself, secretary, all their staff, we were all gathered for dinner at the boutique. He never complained of any headache or any issue. He was completely well. We had a really good dinner in the evening, and at 9:30 we all agreed that we were going to part the hotel and go back and have a rest. We asked him if he wanted to go back on a morning flight. He said, no, I want to sleep in and have a good rest. Secretary, you can go in the earlier flight in the morning. So the secretary left earlier. We texted him at 5 o'clock, he wasn't responding. Just to check in case he wants to go on the earlier flight. I sent the policeman down here to organize his seat if he chooses to go in the earlier flight, but he didn't respond. So his staff had to find a key and go and open the door. It is unusual for him to be still in bed at 7 o'clock. So when they went in, they found him already dead.
Present also to receive the casket of the late minister was his family, staff of the Education Department, Medan Province Governor Ramsey Pariwa, Prime Minister James Marape, and members of the Pangu Party. Late Uguro was first elected to the 10th National Parliament for the Sinobundi seat in the 2017 general elections. He was formerly a candidate of the National Alliance Party. In 2022, he was re-elected to the 11th National Parliament for the Sinobundi seat as a Pangu Party candidate. He served as Education Minister from the 24th of August 2022 until his sudden passing early this morning. Mary Stella Kelleton, TVWan News.
Before his ultimately passing this morning, Minister for Education Jimmy Uguro was guest of honor at the recent dedication service of the Department of Education in Port Moresby, where he challenged educators to transform themselves in order to produce transformed students who will be agents of change in future. The minister was on duty travel in the East Sepik Province when he passed away.
PNG ETV 2075 is a 50-year strategic plan for 2025 to 2075. It is a plan that charts the roadmap to reform and restore the general education sector in the country for better educated and well-behaved citizens in the future. Late Jimmy Uguro, Minister for Education and member for Sinobundi, was guest of honor at the dedication service last Friday. He told educators and public servants that they must transform the mindset of children through quality teaching, and this includes parents, churches, and educated public servants.
A challenging question is, in the next 50 years, are we going to allow the lootings to take place in this country? Where will education be positioned to ensure the mindset is right out there in the society? So we instill the change of behavior, transforming people's mindset, behavior towards respecting one another.
The late MP died suddenly early this morning in Wewak, East Sepik Province, while on an organized work trip. His body was flown to Port Moresby earlier this afternoon. Frida Kana, TVWan News.
Infrastructural growth took place at the Yalibu Mission Station in Southern Highlands Province, months before the hosting of the 34th Evangelical Lutheran Church of Papua New Guinea Synod. The host, Emmanuel District of ELC PNG, raised the bar when they only worked with the resources that they had and the funds they had raised to construct 20 permanent houses, 20 semi-permanent homes, a good 2.8-kilometer road, bore water, 2-kilometer power lines, providing electricity and a synod hall. Emmanuel District President Reverend Tande Tumbo said in an interview that it took them 7 months to finally complete all the infrastructure needed for the synod. He said even though the synod was only for 5 days, they achieved a lot of basic infrastructure that will benefit the upcoming Lutheran generation. About 576 security personnel were paid the state of emergency allowances, with remaining 400 personnel yet to have their money deposited into their account this week. Commissioner of Police David Manning said the country expects police to get out and do their job, and the same is expected of zone commanders and administrative staff.
In a statement released from the Office of the Commissioner of Police, David Manning made known that about 576 security personnel were paid their state of emergency allowance, with remaining 400 personnel yet to have their money deposited into their accounts. Those remaining payments are mostly for entity personnel for whom the Department of Finance and Bank of South Pacific are processing payments at present. Their payment is expected to reach their account anytime this week. The Royal Papua New Guinea Constabulary Human Resource Division has confirmed that the need to process allowance in 2 tranches is a result of administrative delays by zone commanders in submitting relevant paperwork. As a consequence, and after allowance are paid, respective zone commanders will be required to provide details on why delays occurred and potentially face administrative action. Manning said the country expects police to get out and do their job, and the same is expected of zone commanders and administrative staff, who should be ensuring their personnel are properly supported. The Commissioner expressed confidence in the command of Interim Entity or Central Assistant Commissioner of Police and reinforced his expectation that police deliver upon their duty first, while exercising patience as administrative process occurred. Tracy Pa, TVWan News.
The Madang Provincial Assembly has passed a whopping 566 million kina money plan. The budget captures the development aspirations of Madang people according to its 5-year development plan. Madang Governor and Chairman of Finance Ramsey Pariwa is in Port Moresby to present the budget to government on behalf of the Madang provincial government.
Themed Take Back Madang, it is anticipated that Madang's 566 million kina budget will ensure sound macroeconomic and fiscal management, restore confidence and generate investment by maintaining fiscal discipline, boosting growth in the SME and MSME sector, increasing internal revenues, strengthening Madang's economic base, improving governance, all in a strategic and responsible way. The budget of 566,583,700 kina is the highest yet, an increase of more than 138 million from 2023. Madang Governor and Chairman of Finance Ramsey Pariwa said this increase is partly due to rollover funds from 2023. In the breakup, internal revenues estimated at 186 million kina, triple that of 2023 because of a collection of natural resource benefits, for example fishing, lending fees and mining royalties. Total grants to Madang provincial government sees a decrease from 304 million in 2023 to 295 million in 2024. Recurrent unconditional grants see no major changes and remains around 7 million this year. There is a slight increase in the recurrent conditional grants from around 177 million in 2023 to 180 million in 2024. Governor Pariwa is concerned over the public investment program funding from the national government. He said in the 2023 appropriation, Madang received 115 million, but this year the appropriation has been reduced to 100 million kina. The governor said the reduction is because the 2023 PIP projects were not implemented in the fiscal year, hence the government withdrew the unused funds. The Madang provincial government has aligned the province's 5-year development plan with that of the national governments and has captured 3 key development objectives alongside its money plan: growing the economy, job creation and improving the quality of life for the people of Madang. The governor was happy to say that the 2024 LLG elections have been captured in the budget as well. He hoped that this year they can draw progress in planned projects and programs that were not implemented in 2023. Salome Vincent, TVWan News.
And now the finance news. The kina closed unchanged at $0.2669 in the interbank market. At Bank South Pacific, our kina was buying $0.2594, $0.3975 Australian dollars, €0.2339 euro, and 38.23 Japanese yen. Looking at commodity prices at New York close, cocoa, copper, and crude oil closed higher. Gold, coffee, palm oil, and copper closed the day lower. And on the stock market, the Dow Jones closed lower, ASX closed lower, and all ordinaries closed lower as well. This is TVWan News. We'll have news from abroad when we return. Stay with us.
Experience a convenient and smarter way to do your banking with BSB Mobile Banking. You don't have to leave the office or your home to pay for bills. You can view your account balance, transfer funds, top up phone credits, or purchase Easy Pay units wherever you are. Visit your BSB branch today to register now for BSB Mobile Banking. BSB Mobile Banking, the smarter way to bank. BSB, our bank, our people.
A true champion is measured by their courage, their determination, and their passion to never give up and to always keep trying. With a delicious Milo in milk taste and added nutrients, Milo in milk is a great way to fuel our little champions with nourishing energy every day. Because true champions give it their all.
Milo, PNG and Mia. Find PNG made.
More clean, more sweet. Flame natural white sugar. Make more.
Enjoy life when we work together, making happy memories that last forever. Haren Tok Young or roll the scale rice family meal with talk. We'll bring out the smiles cause it's a favorite by miles. Seni Sigola scale rice low scale price. Seni Sigola scale rice low scale price.
But you like him?
Hello, WWE Universe. This is WWE superstar Shayna Baszler, the Queen of Spades. I'm here to set it all on fire. Watch WWE on Digicel TV.
He's seen as a table legend.
That is delicious.
Join Tommy Gomes in a tasty culinary voyage.
Holy mackerel. Did I just say that? We're exploring where your quality American seafood comes from.
Quality is key.
The uglier the fish, the better it tastes.
Take a deep dive into America's commercial fishing culture. The Fishmonger. Streaming now on Outdoor.
The whole idea behind drag racing is to have the lightest car possible and the most horsepower you can afford.
We've been building hot rods and race cars for years. Let's put on the crown jewel and boosty boost.
A lot of boosty boost. We take on a new challenge, a new competitor. It is on! And build vehicles we're proud of.
All with one goal in mind. Woo! We picked up some speed there.
Faster with new Vernon Cotton. Start Saturday, February 17 on Turbo.
And we're back. Brisbane-based artist Taloy Havini, originally from Buka Island in Bougainville, has won the prestigious Arts Monday Prize in the UK for her exploration of resource extraction and Australia's Pacific relations. Havini expressed gratitude for highlighting Indigenous narratives and hopes for broader connections to the struggles for self-determination. Her diverse artistic approach and deep ties to Bougainville inform her work. The exhibition, featuring Havini and 6 other artists, ran until February the 25th, 2024, showcasing the intersection of contemporary art and socio-political issues. King Charles is only 18 months into his reign, and his health setback will make it difficult for him to fulfill some of his big priorities. King Charles has postponed public duties on the advice of his doctors after being diagnosed with cancer. Buckingham Palace has revealed the new monarch is understood to have been planning royal visits to key Commonwealth realms. The Commonwealth of Nations is an organization of more than 50 countries, many former territories of the British Empire, and King Charles is the official head of state. Many of these countries have not had a visit from the monarch in years. It was expected that this year the king would visit Australia, New Zealand, Canada, and Samoa for a Commonwealth Heads of Government meeting. Thousands of Australian sheep and cattle stranded on a live export ship off the Western Australian coast will not be sent on a lengthy journey to the Middle East after the federal regulator refused an application from an exporter.
Have been on board the MV Bahija for more than a month now after it was ordered to return back to Australia amid security concerns in the Red Sea. It docked in Fremantle last week, awaiting re-export approval. A few hundred cattle were unloaded over the weekend, but more than 14,000 sheep and cattle remain on board. The exporter, Israeli-based Basim Dabar, had applied to re-export the animals back to the Middle East via a longer journey of 33 days, which would have meant the animals would have been on board for more than 2 months before it reached its final destination. However, in a statement, the Federal Department of Agriculture says it's not satisfied the application met the required criteria, including that the transport arrangements would ensure the health and welfare of the livestock on board. The department says the animals are in good health right now on board the vessel, but what happens next will be a commercial decision for the exporter to make.
13 political parties are slated to participate in the upcoming general election in the Solomon Islands scheduled for April this year. Registration of a new political party does not have a time frame that depicts when to register and when not to. This is according to the Solomon Islands Political Parties Commission, when clarifying reports that stated the registering process of a party will stop 9 months before the election date. The number of political parties currently registered at the Political Parties Commission stands at 13. However, parties that will be contesting the national general election will be confirmed at the commencement of the nomination period. Nearly 200 jobs will be lost following a decision to close a mine on the south coast of New South Wales.
The Wollongong Russellvale mine were contacted last night by the operator and told they plan to shut the mine down. The mine itself has been subject to a series of investigations by the mining watchdog in New South Wales, the New South Wales Resources Regulator. They'd found a series of friction ignition events underground, that is, underground fires, and they believed safety standards had not been improved enough. They issued a prohibition stopping work on the mine back in January. At that time, all workers, around 200, were stood down without pay. Key mining unions in the area had been involved in attempting to fight in the courts to ensure that pay could be returned to the employees, but the news overnight has really quite catastrophically changed the situation. We spoke to the miners as they left the meeting this morning.
think everyone knew what was happening from day dot, so...
How much of your personal leave have you already burned through?
Oh, we've burned through it all.
We weren't happy. We've all put our heart and soul into this place, so it was taken hard by everyone. And then they said they might reopen, and then today there's no, we're shutting down.
The union says they will attempt to ensure all workers receive their fair pay and conditions and will continue to take the challenge through the courts. There remain questions about how the mine will be rehabilitated and whether or not there is enough funding left within the coffers of the mine itself to pay for all that rehabilitation.
Back home, over-selection is currently an issue in Lae, Morbe province. An improved performance by grade 8 students last year means more students have been selected for grade 9 in city schools that have already run out of space.
With hundreds of grade 8 students performing well in their 2023 national examinations, secondary schools in Lae are now unable to fit them all in for grade 9. The top schools of Bugandi, Lae Secondary and Busu are turning away students and their parents and guardians due to limited space. 14-year-old Sandra William was initially selected from Omili Primary School to continue her grade 9 at the Lae Secondary School. She and her elder sister, Nialel Matambuai, went to Lae Secondary on Friday, the 2nd of February, only to be informed that she will be sent to the Malahang Technical Secondary School instead. The disappointed 14-year-old burst into tears when she was told that there is no space for her.
I was upset seeing my sister cried. So me pissed off, me gonna tell her just because I have work to do, me let him come now. If matters go low, next one then we have to take it to the law or something. She was selected here, Lae Secondary. So now I'll sell me referring me back over and straight.
Just like other parents and guardians, the siblings went to the Provincial Education Office at Tutumang House and were given a second letter of acceptance for the Malahang Technical Secondary School. Lae Secondary School Principal Christopher Raymond, who is currently in Port Moresby, described it as an over-selection of grade 9 students. He outlined that while his school has a capacity for 550 grade 9 students, 832 were selected. He urged the selection committee to reduce the number, which they did by 100, but that was still over their capacity. While Lae Secondary created an extra class, 9K, to cater for 60 more students, they still had 122 without a space. Raymond said Bugandi had 57 extra students, while Busu had 67. In a meeting with other school principals, it was agreed that the additional students be sent to Malahang and Bumayong Lutheran Secondary School. Lae Secondary used to have 36 classes from grade 9 to 12, the highest in Morbe province. The new class of 9K increases the number to 37, with the principal emphasizing that his teachers are already overloaded and overworked. Lae Secondary now has 11 grade 9 classes, 10 grade 10 classes, and 8 classes each for grades 11 and 12. Kamala Guare, TVWan News, Lae.
And that ends the main news. Over to you, Rex.
Thank you, Jasmine. This is TVWan News. Stay tuned for stories making headlines in kickboxing, Digital ExxonMobil Cup and Olympic qualifiers for our soccer girls in Samoa.
When you're spending time with family, when you've got a big day ahead, when you have given it all you've got, when you're putting on a feast, that's when you want the best. That's when you want flame rice. New flame rice. Win him, Olgeta.
Beauty is my business, but beauty sure is a tough game.
Filters are great, but great skin, better. And that's why my skin deserves the best. So I choose Self-Care, soaps that gently nourish my skin, resulting in a radiant look, made with tropical ingredients. I trust Self-Care from City Pharmacy. So bring it on! My skin is ready and so am I.
Make a true wish and become one of our lucky winners! Truka is giving away 400,000 kina with 1,000 kina up for grabs every fortnight. That's not all. 20 major winners will win 10,000 kina each. It's easy. Buy a 5 kg or 10 kg Truka medium grain or jasmine rice and look for the entry forms in the bag. Fill in your details and drop it in the entry box at your nearest participating store. Don't miss out. Make a true wish now. Terms and conditions apply.
Start your day by doing the 1, 2, 3 with Colgate. Wake up. Brush your teeth. And smile. Smile throughout your day with Colgate.
The martial arts have been practiced for centuries. Forged out of an ancient Asian world of mayhem and intimidation. But in fact, they're all about self-defense, discipline, and honor. This is XMA, the world of extreme martial arts.
Watch Extreme Martial Arts, only on Fight Sports.
We all know what one motivated radical can do. So let's cowboy up, get it done, and get home to our families.
You don't understand what you're doing. I'm trying to save lives. This is only about money.
He's gonna come after you with everything he's got.
I'm going home.
The Contractor premieres Saturday 9 p.m. on Warner TV.
The PNG national women's soccer team has settled in Apia, Samoa, and will match up against Solomon Islands Wednesday in the opening match of the Oceania Football Confederate Olympic qualifier. The PNG national women's soccer team takes the field this Wednesday under new head coach Eric Coming after Frederica Sakete was controversially sidelined. The new coach has come out clear in the pre-match media conference, putting emphasis on team effort.
We just have to put our team together and get the team running. I think team effort is more important than anything.
Coming added that without former coach Sakete and one of the most valuable player Romano Padio, he remains confident with the talent he has assembled. Coming will unveil the starting 11 tonight for Wednesday's must-win match against the Solomon Islands. PNG hasn't played Solomon Islands in the recent times and is unaware of his opposition striker powers and where the goal would come from.
We just have to base on our team. Most important, we have to put effort in everything we do. So we're looking forward for playing against Solomon. We haven't played them in the Pacific game, but we're looking forward to play Solomon and the rest of the Pacific Island team as we go on.
Coming said the team has enough training and is prepared for the tournament. He reiterated that the release of former coach Frederica Sakete and team manager Colin McNamara has not distracted the team's preparation. Gas Resources Central Dabaris have set some high goals this year. They want to finish off well at the end of the 2024 Digital ExxonMobil regular season. After missing out in the making, the top 6 last season, the Central Province franchise are taking a more proactive approach with renewable energy to go one better this year.
Finishing outside the top 6 last year, 2023 has again challenged the Central Dabaris board, management and the playing group to get back to the process and refocus on what worked for them last year and where they need to improve to be better in 2024. With some decent off-season recruits apart from drawing emerging talents from their development pathway program at Dabaris to add to their core group from last season and now in pre-season training, Club CEO Hubert Warupi is quietly confident they have found some missing pieces of the puzzle which they hope can translate to the field of play this year.
I think we're coming in this season with a renewed and encouraged look for the franchise. We're continuously reviewing our past seasons to see where we can improve. Our aim this year is to maintain a top 6, hopefully get into the top 3. We've done a few changes with the lineup in terms of selection and recruitment. We've continued with the coaching staff who have been very good for us in the last 2 seasons. A lot more emphasis on technical and skills area where we lacked over the last few seasons. Studying a lot more on what the competition has to offer and how we can counter that, I think.
Despite the release of some of their senior players from last year's playing group for disciplinary reasons, Dabaris still retains some experience and quality in their playing stock and are gelling well at training.
We've got a core group of boys that we've already put into training. They've been training for the last 4 weeks now. We started off with a squad of about 60. That included the core boys from last season. We have our own feeder competition running that's the Dabaris League and the Scale Rise Junior League. We've got about 30 boys that have come in from those 2 competitions, plus a few from outside. The coaching staff will trim down to about 40, then we'll trim down to our final 30 as well.
Warupi said the club is heading into the season with a smarter outlook, which he hopes can translate into results.
The boys are looking good. They've gone through the pre-season process. We're allowing the pre-season process to take its course. Identify those players that are not really there for various reasons, discipline, skill-wise. They'll get released from the squad, and hopefully we can be able to get a stronger squad. But we have a few good recruitment that have taken place, and we won't release names until season comes.
Warupi also commended the coaching staff for a great job in the past 2 seasons, but this year there's a lot more emphasis on technical and skill areas that has been lacking in the past. Terry Longwood, TV1 Sports.
That's all we have in sports. Over to Jasmine.
Thank you, Rex. And now the weather forecast for the next 24 hours. Southern, isolated showers and thunderstorms. Port Moresby, cloudy with chances of few showers or drizzle. Momase, scattered showers and isolated thunderstorms. Ley, cloudy with few showers. New Guinea Islands, scattered showers and isolated thunderstorms. Kokopo, Rabaul and Kimbe, partly cloudy with possible brief showers. Highlands, scattered showers and isolated thunderstorms. All Highland centers cloudy periods with showers and possible thunderstorms. Ocean forecast, Coral Sea, seas slight to moderate with patches of freshening over eastern sector with west to northwest winds of 10 to 20 knots, rising to 25 knots over eastern sector. Bismarck Sea, seas moderate to patches rough with northwest winds of 10 to 20 knots, increasing to 25 to 33 knots. Coastal waters forecast, waters of southern PNG, Indonesian border to Daro to Kiwai Islands, to Kerama to Yule Island, to Hood Point to Samare Islands. Waters of Samare Island to Cape Vogel and all Milne Bay Islands. And waters of Finchefin through Vitia Strait to Siasi Long Islands. Seas 1 to 2 meters rising to 2.5 to 3 meters along gale warning areas. And that ends TV1 News. Pleasant viewing. Bye for now.
The TVWan News was proudly brought to you by
BSP, our bank, our people.